everybody, it's a stick with me. She's taking a self-care day. And gonna read her results from taking a personality test. So if you're a long-time subscriber, this might sound familiar or make sense, and for those of you that are new, this is who you're dealing with here. Overall, yeah. Maybe not, I don't know. Take a look, see if you agree. Well, we still have interesting things to watch going by. Might not be dolphins, but, you know, gardeners is right up there. What? Yeah, okay.
Today, we're going to do a stick with me. Yes, we are. What day is it? Let's see. Tuesday, August 25th, and I'm having a rough day. So we're going to try and snap out of this with a little self-care. That is not self-care. Stop it. Okay. So we're going to do a stick with me, and what are we working on? We're going to work on this. Let's go upstairs into the mermaid grotto and get set up, and we're gonna do something fun, because I need something fun today. Constant fighting. Yeah, I know. I heard you at 3 in the morning when she attacked you while you were sleeping, and you growled viciously at her. It wasn't very nice, Lily. Okay, let's go upstairs. Working on the chalkboard mermaid gift that was sent to me. I've got all of the colors done with the exception of black. I've been doing this entire painting one drill at a time, using my handy dandy converted Disney pen. And I use Aleen's Techie, whatever that stuff's called. And I've been doing it, like I said, one drill at a time. I did the checkerboard to keep everything straight. And we're gonna do, like I said, a stick with me today, and what we're going to be talking about is the dog needs to come in. Hold on. Okay, yes, dear. Come on. Come on. I don't know where Lily is. She's missing. But I'm doing a personality profile. When I was doing the Meetup app, trying to find things to do, you know, social things to meet people and whatnot, one of the groups was based on this personality test. I didn't fit the profile, I found later, but it was intriguing of what they were talking about. So I looked it up, and I'll include the website in the video description, but it's 16 personalities. And there's a quiz that you take you know, rating things on a scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree, and it spits out your profile, your personality profile. And my personality profile is the turbulent defender, the defender turbulent version of that. So I'm going to read through what that all means as far as what my personality is like while I fill in my black drills here. Now, I gotta clean my glasses, they're terrible. Let's see, oh, there's Lily. Okay, so she must have been under the bed. Let me get myself organized here. As most of you know, 310s tend to have lots of junk in them. So this is my junk tray, and this is my working tray. And, hi.
What's going on?
I'm doing a video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just be done a little while. Anyway, so let me read through this and tell you about myself while I pick out my trash. So this is going to be kind of a challenge to do multitasking, because multitasking is the devil. Got lots of junk in here. Okay. Anyway, so again, my personality was the defender. So let me read through this while I'm working on it. We'll see how well that goes. So, a defender is someone with the introverted, observant, feeling, and judging personality traits. So I'm an ISFJ-T. These people tend to be warm and unassuming in their own steady way. They're efficient and responsible, giving careful attention to practical details in their daily lives. All right. Let me keep picking out crap here while I do this. Let's see. A lot of junk. That's garbage. 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 So much garbage. Might be easier to pick out the good ones and dump the rest. Okay, so, all right. These glasses are terrible. Let me pick a different pair. These are better. Okay. The quote, "Love only grows by sharing. You can only have more for yourself by giving it away to others." Brian Tracy. I don't know who that is. But. All right. Reading and drilling at the same time. Not an easy feat. The defender personality type is quite unique, as many of their qualities defy the definition of their individual traits. Though sensitive, defenders have excellent analytical abilities. Though reserved, they have well-developed people skills and robust social relationships. And though they are generally a conservative type, defenders are often receptive to change and new ideas. As with so many things, people with a defender personality type are more than the sum of their parts, and it is the way they use these strengths that defines who they are. Well, you guys don't know me in my personal life, but does that sound about right? I don't know. I guess. Let's keep going. Defenders are true altruists, meeting kindness with kindness in excess and engaging the world and people they believe in with enthusiasm and generosity. All right. There's hardly a better type to make up such a large proportion of the population, nearly 13%. Combining the best of tradition and the desire to do good, defenders are found in lines of work with a sense of history behind them, such as medicine, academics, and charitable social work. Defender personalities, especially turbulent ones, and that's me, I'm a turbulent defender, are often meticulous to the point of perfectionism, and though they procrastinate, they can always be relied on to get the job done on time. That sounds right. Defenders take their responsibilities personally, consistently going above and beyond, doing everything they can to exceed expectations and delight others at work and at home. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Next section. We must be seen to be believed. The challenge for defenders is ensuring that what they do is noticed. They have a tendency to underplay their accomplishments, and while their kindness is often respected, more cynical and selfish people are likely to take advantage of defenders' dedication and humbleness by pushing work onto them and then taking the credit. Defenders need to know when to say no and stand up for themselves if they are to maintain their confidence and enthusiasm. All right. Naturally social, an odd quality for introverts, defenders utilize excellent memories not to retain data and trivia, but to remember people and details about their lives. When it comes to gift giving, defenders have no equal, using their imagination and natural sensitivity to express their generosity in ways that touch the hearts of their recipients. While this is certainly true of their coworkers, whom people with the defender personality type often consider their personal friends, it is in family that their expressions of affection fully bloom. I don't know if I agree with that idea of the gift giving. I struggle with that sometimes, but then other people are really pretty easy to figure out. So yeah, I don't know how closely that actually matches me. All right. Next section is, if I can protect you, I will. Defender personalities are a wonderful group, rarely sitting idle while a worthy cause remains unfinished. Defenders' ability to connect with others on an intimate level is unrivaled among introverts, and the joy they experience in using these connections to maintain a supportive, happy family is a gift for everyone involved. They may never be truly comfortable in the spotlight and may feel guilty taking due credit for team efforts, but if they can ensure that their efforts are recognized, defenders are likely to feel a level of satisfaction in what they do that many other personality types can only dream of. All right, defenders you may know. Beyonce, Queen Elizabeth II, Aretha Franklin, Vin Diesel, Halle Berry, Kate Middleton, Anne Hathaway, Lance Reddick, Selena Gomez, Caitlin Stark, Samwise Gamgee, Dr. Watson, Captain America, Triss Marigold, Will Turner, Pam Beasley, Vito Corleone, and Bree Vandekamp from Desperate Housewives. Okay. All right. Next section is strengths and weaknesses of the defender personality. All right. Defender strengths. Supportive. Defenders are the universal helpers, sharing their knowledge, experience, time, and energy with anyone who needs it, and all the more so with friends and family. People with this personality type strive for win-win situations, choosing empathy over judgment whenever possible. Reliable and patient. Rather than offering sporadic, excited rushes that leave things half finished, defenders are meticulous and careful. taking a steady approach and bending with the needs of the situation just enough to accomplish their end goals. Defenders not only ensure that things are done to the highest standard, but often go well beyond what is required. Imaginative and observant. Defenders are very imaginative and use this quality as an accessory to empathy, observing others' emotional states and seeing things from their perspective. With their feet firmly planted on the ground, it is a very practical imagination, though they do find things quite fascinating and inspiring. Enthusiastic. Oops, there's no drill on that one. When the goal is right, defenders take all this support, reliability, and imagination and apply it to something they believe will make the difference in people's lives. Whether fighting poverty with a global initiative or simply making a customer's day. Loyal and hardworking. Given a little time, this enthusiasm grows into loyalty. Defender personalities often form an emotional attachment to the ideas and organizations they've dedicated themselves to. Anything short of meeting their obligations with good hard work fails their own expectations. Good practical skills. The best part is defenders have the practical sense to actually do something with all this altruism. If mundane, routine tasks are what need to be done, defenders can see the beauty and harmony that they create because they know that it helps them to care for their friends, family, and anyone else who needs it. All right, next we've got the weaknesses of the defender. Okay, so where are my weaknesses? First one, humble and shy. The meek shall inherit the earth, but it's a long road if they receive no recognition at all. This is possibly defenders' biggest challenge, as they are so concerned with others' feelings that they refuse to make their thoughts known or to take any duly earned credit for their contributions. Defenders' standards for themselves are also so high that, knowing they could have done some minor aspect of a task better, they often downplay their successes entirely. And that sounds about right. Okay. Take things too personally. Defenders have trouble separating personal and impersonal situations. Any situation is still an interaction between two people, after all, and any negativity from conflict or criticism can carry over from their professional to their personal lives and back again. Yep. Repress their feelings. Oh boy, yeah, sure. Okay. People with a defender personality type are private and very sensitive, internalizing their feelings a great deal. Much in the way that defenders protect others' feelings, they must protect their own, and this lack of healthy emotional expression can lead to a lot of stress and frustration. Yep. Overload themselves. Their strong senses of duty and perfectionism combined with this aversion to emotional conflict to create a situation where it's far too easy for defenders to overload themselves or to be overloaded by others as they struggle silently to meet everyone's expectations, especially their own. Sounds about right. Reluctant to change. These challenges can be particularly hard to address, since defender personalities value traditions and history highly in their decisions. A situation sometimes needs to reach a breaking point before defenders are persuaded by circumstance or the strong personality of a loved one to alter course. And the final weakness, too altruistic. This is all compounded and reinforced by defenders' otherwise wonderful quality of altruism. Being such warm, good-natured people, defenders are willing to let things slide, to believe that things will get better soon, to not burden others by accepting their offers of help while their troubles mount unassisted. Okay, that sounds all pretty good to me so far. All right, the next category is romantic relationships. Dun dun dun. All right, let me zip through a few of these real quick here. Is that one? No, that one's a good one. All right, romantic relationships. When it comes to romantic relationships, defenders' kindness grows into a joy that is only found in taking care of their family and home, in being there for emotional and practical support whenever it's needed. Home is where the heart is for people with a defender personality type, and no other area of their lives do they strive with such dedication to create the harmony and beauty they wish to see in the world. Oh, there's one of those. Let me grab my drills. I found a missing symbol here. And that's number 18, yes. Oh, where did I put it? Where is it? What did I do with it? Uh-oh. Did I leave it in the cart? Man. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Ouch! Hit my knee. All right. Right there. Okay. Where did I leave off? I think I finished that paragraph. Okay. That was disruptive. Squirrel. All right. The trouble is, these are the benefits of an established long-term relationship, and defenders' unbearable shyness means it can take a long time to reach this point. Defenders are most attractive when they are simply being themselves in a comfortable environment, such as work, where their natural flow shows this kindness and dedication. Relationships built on established familiarity are a warm prospect for defenders. They take dating seriously and only enter into relationships that have a real chance of lasting a lifetime. All right. Our upward course is due to our soundness of heart. Defenders' shyness and sensitivity shield what are, beneath the surface, incredibly strong feelings. While not always obvious to others, this river of emotion can't be taken lightly or for granted. Defender personalities can value the idea of a committed romance almost as highly as some regard religious beliefs. Hard as it may be, if either dating partner doubts their feelings, they must part ways before real emotional damage is done. As their relationships do progress, defenders often continue to struggle with emotional expression, but they have the opportunity to let physical affection stand in for their loving words. People with this personality type take no greater joy than in pleasing others, often even considering this a personal duty, as this applies to intimacy as well. While dutiful sex may not sound especially attractive to those in those specific terms, intimacy is tremendously important to defenders, and they spare no effort in this department. Nor is the pleasure they take in ensuring their partner's happiness limited to the bedroom. Defenders spend an enormous amount of time and energy finding ways to keep their relationship satisfying for their partners. All they ask in return is commitment, love, and perhaps most of all, appreciation. Like all the best families, we have our disagreements. However, not everyone is prepared to pay even that small price for the benefit of defenders' kindness. If their partners aren't willing or able to express this thanks, or worse still, are openly critical of their defender partners, they will find that given time and pressure, all of those repressed emotions can burst forth in massive verbal attacks that all the future regret in the world won't blunt. Let me read that again. That was a long-ass sentence. If their partners aren't willing or able to express this thanks, or worse still, are openly critical of their defender partners, they will find that, given time and pressure, all those repressed emotions can burst forth in massive verbal attacks that all the future regret in the world won't blunt. There you go. Sounds about right. These outbursts are something to watch out for, but the more pervasive issue in defenders' relationships is that it can be too easy for their altruism and kindness to be taken advantage of, maybe even without their partners realizing it, while leaving defenders' own needs and dreams unfulfilled. This is something that defenders' partners and defender personalities themselves must look after if they want the sort of long, fulfilling relationships they dream about. Expressing appreciation is often more than just the right words. It is reciprocation. If these couples can manage this balance of mutual appreciation and goal setting, they will come to find that the best defender qualities emerge later in the relationship as they work toward establishing families and homes together. While perfectly capable in the workplace and among friends, defenders' true passions lie in taking care of their families, from playing with their children to the mundane needs of the household. Efforts defenders are only too happy to contribute. Defenders are trustworthy, loyal, loving, and faithful, and nothing brings them more joy than the commitment of an appreciative and thriving relationship. The best matches are those who share these sensibilities, namely those who share the observant trait with one or two opposing traits to ensure that both partners have room to grow, develop, and help each other along till the end of their days. All right, next up we have the category of friendships. Zip a few of these in and we'll continue. Let's see here. All right. Given how generous defenders are with their warm praise and support, it's not surprising that others enjoy their company enough to call them friends. The challenge is to be considered a friend back, people with the defender personality type are shy and a little protective of themselves, but they also need to be able to connect on a deeper emotional level. It makes sense. Thanks, Lily. It makes sense then that most defenders' friends are made not by random encounters on a wild night out, but through comfortable and consistent contact, as in class or the workplace, where they have time to get to know each other little by little. A lot of what establishes and deepens defenders' friendships is the mutual support, advice, and reassurance that the friends give each other. Defenders need a lot of positive feedback, and admitting this need certainly shows vulnerability. But if that vulnerability is well handled, it creates the deep bonds that defender personalities look for. If badly handled or not reciprocated, it's hard to see the burgeoning friendship surviving without quite a bit of extra effort.
Can you come down for a little bit?
Can I finish this and then come down?
How long are you going to be?
I'm just reading this, so I don't know, just a little while.
Well, I know you said that before, but...
Well, it took me like 3 hours to figure out what I wanted to do.
Well, it's a long time.
It's like you picking out a movie.
Oh, kind of.
Yeah, I'll be down a little bit. I mean, you remember when we did this together, how long it took, so I'm up to the 3rd category, so maybe half an hour.
Well, I'm just wondering if you come down for half an hour and then you come back up here, because then I'm taking me out.
Oh, okay, sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Ugh, I hit my knee again.
My back is killing me.
Okay, we are back. He made me a little lunch. Okay, what did I do with my, I need my tablet back out so I can read this thing. There we go. All right. All right, excuse me, Lily. Thank you. Where did I leave off? Let's see. Friendships. Let's see here. I'm going to reread this last paragraph because I don't know if I think I got all the way through it, but let's see here. Defenders need a lot of positive, we're on friendships. Defenders need a lot of positive feedback, and admitting this need certainly shows vulnerability, but if that vulnerability is well handled, it creates the deep bonds that defender personalities look for. If badly handled or not reciprocated, it's hard to see the burgeoning friendship surviving without quite a bit of extra effort. All right. Let's see here. That. Okay. Yet, as their friendships develop, defenders' sense of loyalty may push them to lean ever more on themselves to meet their friends' needs, to the point of neglecting their own. Defenders show this in a few ways, from going clearly out of their ways to stick to even trivial commitments, to simply not wanting to disagree or say no for fear of causing turbulence. More cynical types would call this naive and even take advantage of defenders' altruism, but these are hardly the type of people who could be called friends, as they have no business being discussed here. To what greater inspiration and counsel can we turn? The real friends, those close inner circles, are the ones defenders truly cherish for their quality of character and quality of discussion. Defenders aren't particularly picky about what personality types they make friends with, at least not intentionally, But because they prefer so strongly to avoid conflict and miscommunication, most of their friends are likely to end up being fairly similar personalities. All right, next category is parenthood. Defenders' warmth and care make parenting something that often comes naturally to them. Many people with this personality type feel like parenting is the task they were born for, taking no small pleasure in the sense of personal importance and responsibility they feel in ensuring that their children grow up to be healthy, confident, and successful. At the same time, defenders are anything but arrogant and will hardly take their natural skill in this department for granted. From the start, defenders' altruism is apparent in their approach towards their children, ensuring that they have a safe, stable environment filled with love, care, and support. In their children's younger years, defenders' patience comes in very handy as well, as their children learn to become more independent and self-deterministic, testing any limit they can find. Seeing the world in its true light. In this transition, though, from the utter dependence of infants to the insatiable exploration of toddlers and young children, to the rejection of authority of adolescents, that defenders are taken by surprise. Very traditional personality types, defenders accept historical standards with clearly defined roles as parents and children. They view their role, and often rightly so, as the imparter of their own wisdom and values, ensuring that their children understand the importance of dedication and responsibility. What many defender parents may not realize is that more independent children often reject the seemingly overbearing love and support that makes defender personalities such wonderful parental figures. They wish to determine their own values and make their own choices, and defenders' good intentions can make them feel like every aspect of their lives is sealed off and controlled. All the while, defender parents must ensure that more dependent children who are willing to learn on all of this care and support rather than rebel against it. Oh, I read that wrong. Let me try that again. All the while, defender parents must ensure that more dependent children, who are willing to lean on all the care and support rather than rebel against it, do not take these admirable qualities for granted, neglecting their own independence entirely. Do right, even if we suffer in so doing. Defenders are uncomfortable when their children don't behave as expected, and oftentimes more insightful children see and sometimes exploit this potential weakness with tantrums and mind games. It takes a strong will for defenders to put their foot down and teach clear and reasonable boundaries and values, while at the same time affording their children the freedom to grow and develop on their own. Parenting is not easy for any personality type, not if they're doing it right, but defenders do have the advantage of not just being caring, but being thoughtful and responsible in how they administer that care. Often seen as ideal parents, people with the defender personality type are able to be there for their children, but to also know that there's more to people than meets the eye, and to respect those differences, if not always to understand them. Next is career paths. In many ways, defenders are the backbone of the modern workforce. altruistic and well-rounded, no other personality type is so well suited to be of service to others. It is no surprise that many defenders are not just good at supporting their coworkers and customers in human resources and support positions. They genuinely enjoy it, as it gives them the chance to calm frustrations, see things through to a practical solution, and to be thanked, appreciated at the close of each ordeal. Be humble and earnest. Defenders are skilled at remembering things about others, which makes them not only valuable assistants, but well-liked colleagues. People with a defender personality type can always be counted on to remember a birthday, a graduation, or simply a frequent customer's name, and that can make all the difference. Add to these amiable qualities defenders' meticulousness, hard work, and dedication, and it's no surprise that their careers often progress smoothly, with few of the ups and downs that accompany more high-flying types. However, defenders are unlikely to actively seek out managerial positions and are still more unlikely to brag about their accomplishments. Defender personalities prefer to be rewarded by seeing firsthand the positive impact of their efforts and will remain enthusiastic simply knowing that what they do is genuinely appreciated by the people they care for. This makes them natural counselors, technical support, and interior designers, where they are able to help others one-on-one without having to worry about corporate politics. Whether they seek promotion or not, it happens often enough, as defenders' ability to implement ideas and create order from chaos is bound to make an impression. Respecting tradition and security, defenders have no problem with the idea of moving along in a structured hierarchy, and while they may not always seek out these managerial positions, they fill them well. Defenders are well tuned to others' emotions and have a strong sense of practicality, extending their own ability to get things done to their teams. Where defenders struggle is in generating new ideas and in grasping abstract concepts. Fields like academic research and corporate strategy are too intangible and too impersonal to utilize defenders' strengths. Similar challenges arise in more typical careers when changes are forced through by defenders' employers. Advance warning and a proper explanation can help to smooth the shock, but if the changes cut back on things like the quality of customer service, it can feel like a betrayal in the face to their loyalty and dedication. Live pleasantly and do good. Strong, well-developed institutions alongside like-minded friends are attractive workplaces for people with a defender personality type, and careers as nurses, elementary school teachers, and social and religious workers are attractive options. Sometimes the desire to help others is enough in itself. It's not uncommon to find defenders volunteering and helping the community at shelters, food banks, and at their children's schools. Defenders are warm, service-oriented people, and hardly anyone is more welcome in these and many, many other roles. All right, next up is workplace habits. Whether subordinates, colleagues, or managers, defenders share the goal of putting good service and dedication above all else. Whether helping customers directly, helping coworkers get projects finished on time, or helping teams get organized and productive. People with the defender personality type can always be relied on for their kindness and ability to listen to concerns and to find ways to resolve them. Win-win situations are defenders' bread and butter, and no one takes quite the same pleasure in finding satisfying resolutions to day-to-day challenges. Defender subordinates. As subordinates, defenders exemplify the strength of humble dedication, relied on and respected for their patience and commitment. Defender personalities really only seek one reward for their work: the satisfaction of knowing that whoever they helped feels heartfelt thanks. On the other hand, this humbleness can hold them back. Defenders are quite unwilling to advertise their achievements, often for fear of creating unnecessary friction, which makes it too easy for them to be overlooked when opportunities come along. Defenders are people of incredible loyalty, often trying to follow favored managers to new positions and locations. This contrasts with their usual feelings on change, which, if it compromises their principles, as cutbacks to customer care might, is met with stress and unhappiness. Though perfectly capable of accepting change, defenders must feel that it's for the right reasons. If a policy change results in disappointed customers, defenders take it very personally. Where'd that go? I dropped one somewhere. This one's sticking up. Get that down. Oh, there it is. Okay. Defender colleagues. Among their colleagues, people with this personality type seek a frictionless environment, a spirit of friends helping friends to get the job done. Close-knit and supportive teams are what defenders enjoy most, allowing them to express their altruistic spirit among people who rely on their dedication and warmth. Defenders are natural networkers, but they use this skill to keep things running smoothly, not as a tool for professional advancement. These qualities can be drawbacks, though, as defenders' aversion to conflict and desire to help can be abused by less scrupulous colleagues. Instead of only asking help when they need it, some may ask for help when they just don't feel like working hard, knowing that their defender colleagues will have a hard time saying no. The result is that defenders can become overburdened and stressed, and it takes a few good workplace friends to put pressure on these less savory characters in order to maintain balance. Defender managers. While management isn't necessarily at the top of defenders' lists of goals, it is a natural progression as their hard work and good people skills are recognized over the years. Oftentimes, they don't actually enjoy managing others, but this can be one of their greatest strengths. As managers, defenders are warm, approachable, and great listeners, having no real desire to issue authoritarian dictates from some high tower. Defender personalities prefer to work alongside their subordinates, organizing people and minimizing conflict. This helps them to create personal relationships with their subordinates, to be friends in the workplace who simply have different sets of responsibilities. While they may be slow to accept some changes, they are great at helping their teams put them into practice once they've been agreed on. Defenders may be too sensitive to be fully executive material, but they make exemplary floor and office managers who know what it takes to satisfy their customers. Conclusion. Few personality types are as practical and dedicated as defenders. Known for their reliability and altruism, defenders are good at creating and maintaining a secure and stable environment for themselves and for their loved ones. Defenders' dedication is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet, defenders can be easily tripped up in areas where their kindness and practical approach are more of a liability than an asset. Whether it is finding or keeping a partner, learning to relax or improvise, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or managing their workload, defenders need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. There was one more section of that personality profile thing that I wanted to read to you. Let's see here, let me find it again. The difference between assertive defender and turbulent defender. And I've been plugging away at this. My battery's almost dead on my camera, so I gotta do this kind of quick. So anyway, let's see here. The traits that influence both assertive and turbulent defenders encourage caring for and generously supporting the people in their lives, typically in a humble way. They are often the unseen backbone of many a venture, but identity differences sort each personality type into two subtypes and guide how they express their tendencies. A caring mindset with or without the worry. Okay, so 87% of turbulent defenders say they usually blame themselves first when something goes wrong, compared to 55% of assertive defenders. Again, I was a turbulent defender. Defenders tend to be sensitively perceptive individuals with an eye for details. They're likely to spot when the distress engulfs someone or when something is amiss on a practical level much quicker than most other personality types. Much about their caring nature emerges from this. Their mindset encourages them to help when they see a need and to do so in a down-to-earth manner. However, our research suggests that this awareness is likely stronger among turbulent defenders. Both forms of defenders have a liking for thoroughness, but because of their ever-watchful and often worried eyes, turbulent defenders typically remain the more detail-oriented of the two. They often spot problems long before their assertive counterparts do. This awareness can be a powerful tool that allows turbulent defenders to size up potential problems, but it can consume them. Compared to assertive defenders, more of them spend time worrying about things they can't control in life, which can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even sadness. These personalities can take on too much responsibility for negative situations they notice around them. Turbulent defenders may see all that can be fixed in their world and frequently feel like they haven't done enough. They very easily find fault with themselves, even if they don't deserve it. They typically don't have enough emotional armor protecting them, and these sensitive personalities end up blaming themselves too often and too quickly. 82% of assertive defenders say they preferred focusing on and managing how things are rather than how they should be, compared to 45% of turbulent defenders. Assertive defenders likely take on some of the responsibility when things go wrong as well. This is part of the sensitivity that defines defender personality types, but they're likely to be less affected by it and to know when to let go of difficulties. Assertive defenders report at a higher percentage that they can release their worries soon after they realize that they have no control over such matters. These defenders may even balance their perception of negative things with other more positive thoughts about the state of affairs, leaving them to focus more on the bright side. But this positive outlook can draw their attention away from problems on which they might be better off focusing. 71% of turbulent defenders say they are often or very often sad, compared to 44% of assertive defenders. The assertive defender's approach to caring may take much less of an emotional toll on them. Assertive personality types generally report being happier than turbulent personality types. This is no less true for defenders. But this shouldn't have turbulent defenders discouraged. There may be a trade-off here. Their higher level of awareness and their vigilance might give them a head start on finding successful solutions. In turn, this can create a point of pride instead of a superficial sense of happiness. These personalities may find a strong enough sense of purpose that makes any negative feelings worth it for them. Besides, happiness is a subjective term that means different things to different people. Defenders, identity differences, and people. 51% of assertive defenders say they have received specific recognitions, awards, or honors in their careers, compared to 28% of turbulent defenders. Neither assertive nor turbulent defenders are prone to bragging or seeking credit. Both behaviors are likely too showy for them, but assertive defenders report that they've received more recognition or awards for things they do at work than their turbulent counterparts. Does this mean that these personalities are better at the work they do? Not necessarily. Introversion meets a lack of confidence in the turbulent defenders, and because of this, they may hold back from letting their lights shine. They may fear appearing flashy. On the other hand, assertive defenders are generally more confident, proactive, and thus more visible. Those more visible in society have a greater likelihood of winning awards. It doesn't mean that turbulent defenders aren't working just as effectively in their more reserved style. Often they may find themselves in a place of propping others up at the expense of their own recognition. Turbulent defenders also regard the opinions of others as important. Many state that the approval of others remains vital to their decision-making process. Their turbulent tendency is to wait until all the relevant people have had their say before they act. They can stall any actions these personalities may want to pursue. Their careful attempt at gaining consensus may leave them looking a little less energetic. 64% of assertive defenders say they are harder to offend than most people, compared to 18% of turbulent defenders. Defenders are typically too sensitive and concerned for others to act like bulls in a china. Let me read that again. Holy cow. Defenders are typically too sensitive and concerned for others to act like bulls in china shops, as is sometimes the stereotypical case with their assertive cousins from the other personality types. Still, the assertive defenders' relative boldness can have them moving faster than turbulent defenders in some situations. Though usually cautious, they may not always get as full an understanding of things before they act as their counterparts do. Similarly, the opinions of others sit lower on assertive defenders' lists of things they typically consider essential. Because of this, these personalities may be a little more likely than their turbulent counterparts to advise people without first checking to find out what they want or need. Their confidence, paired with their lower sensitivity to the opinions of others, may sometimes convince them that they know what is best for those around them. Turbulent defenders might find their cautious nature helpful. A gentler, more careful approach may sometimes be the right style, and turbulent defenders are more likely to weigh what the people in their lives say they want and need. This can make them much more considerate, and it allows them to come from a place of greater understanding. Often in life, people don't want to be fixed, they want to be heard, and while both types of defenders are likely to listen to a reasonable degree, the turbulent defenders are somewhat more poised to hear what others have to say. In summary, turbulent defenders more actively anticipate problems. This can help them head off problems before they become bigger. Assertive defenders are likely to let go of things they cannot control. Fewer turbulent defenders report that they do, which may leave them worrying about matters they can do little about. Turbulent defenders are quick to blame themselves when something goes wrong. And assertive defenders acknowledge problems, but with an eye toward silver linings. This may, at times, divert these personalities from the seriousness of a setback. Assertive defenders are likely more visible in the workplace. They may receive more recognition for their accomplishments than turbulent defenders because of this. Turbulent defenders rely on the opinions of others more. Sorting out opinions may slow some of their progress, but it may also help them be better listeners. Since assertive defenders do not place as much value on the opinions of others, they may not listen to others as carefully as turbulent defenders. Assertive defenders may be somewhat more prone to confidently assuming that they know what someone needs or wants rather than asking them. Generous souls. Let me check my battery here. Can't see. Let's see here. What have I got left? Come on. At 5%. All right. Let's see here. Good Lord. Yeah, we're going to have to come back to this. Generous souls. Nothing is wasted in the world of personality types, and all types and traits have their unique superpowers. With defenders, we find that assertive defenders tend to move the ball forward in more robust and positive ways. They're typically quicker to act and more decisive. Turbulent defenders are more vigilant and focused on potential problems. They are more likely to value the opinions of others and seek a consensus before they advance. When all is said and done, however, both variants of this salt-of-the-earth personality type are likely to be loyal, caring, and hardworking. Defenders are generous individuals and have much to offer the world. What you've read so far is just an introduction to the complex concept that is the defender personality type. You may have muttered to yourself, wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy, or finally, someone understands me. You may have even asked, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? This is not a trick. You felt understood because you were. We've studied how defenders think and what they need to reach their full potential. And no, we didn't spy on you. Many of the challenges you've faced and will face in the future have been overcome by other defenders. You simply need to learn how they succeeded. So now it just talks about the premium profile and buying a more thorough profile of your personality through the website. But that is the results of my personality test on 16personalities.com. So I would be interested for you guys to go take that personality test and share in the comments below what was your personality type and whether or not you agree with the results in general. Did it make sense? Did it fit? Do you agree? And if you don't take the personality test for yourself, what I just read to you and what you know about me, does it sound about right? Or, no, what the hell is that? So let me know what you guys think. And I'm going to keep working on this. I don't know what's coming next. So I love you all and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Yeah, sounds about right for her. Especially that dutiful sex part. Okay. Alright, if you like this video, thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe. If you want to be one of the first ones to watch a video, bell. Comments, love comments. We try to reply to all of them. Takes a few days, but we get there eventually. Something, give you some kind of feedback. Because that's how we are. No small deed goes unnoticed here. Love you. Bye.